Folks, before we get into the episode, don't forget to check out the brand new Patreon page. It's patreon.com/snackspot, but more on that later. Let's get into the show. They're off now?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
I swear to God. We're as live as could be.
Damn it. I was caught looking on my phone like a chump.
Yeah, because you're fucking stupid, dude.
I'm not stupid. I'm just trying to prepare. I was trying to remember. I looked up, or not looked up, but I saw a couple things that I thought, were
relevant.
Not relevant, but
to the
just,
episode?
if we need something to go for.
Oh, we're going to need
I can pull it out of
something.
my
I
back
got
pocket. Matthew, I hear you, dude. But
I've never had less of
But to come in, which is really saying something, because you've come in here you've started. I would like a super cut of you being like, dude, I'm done for the day.
I am,
Andy,
dude.
I got nothing.
It's Quentin time, and then I show up here.
That Flintstones whistle's blowing, baby.
Dude.
Time to yabba
My
dabba
God.
do. Time
Seriously.
to yabba dabba
I
do.
fucking run my car all the way here from North Buffalo.
Flintstones kind of man.
Yeah. And I'm done. I got nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I quoted a movie before we started, a movie that I said, this is the one movie quote that has really resonated with me in my life, and you said, I don't know what movie that is.
I'm familiar with the movie,
What movie?
but I don't recognize it right away from the quote.
Oh, so you're not familiar.
The quote, say the quote again. I want to rock and roll all night.
I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day.
And part of every day. Yeah. What is it from?
Role models.
Nice. It's always my number one guess.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes,
Why
because
did you guess it?
I don't know, man, because I didn't think it was from that. I was like, role models is obviously what I went to right away, and I was like, no, it can't be from role models. Because you've got, I mean, you pull quotes from that movie like nobody's business.
Yeah, it's a quotable movie.
It is a very quotable movie. It's an underrated flick. It's top notch.
That movie and The Other Guys, I would say, two most quotable movies of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
You're putting role models up there as what? What about Caddyshack?
Quotable.
Yeah,
All
probably
right,
the
put
most
that in my-
quotable.
Put that in my top five.
Okay, but it beats out role models.
It's a top five in no particular order.
Okay, top five. Probably Anchorman. Anchorman was big. Borat. What about Borat?
Yeah, put Borat in my top five.
Oh,
Not
this is for
Anchorman,
you
though.
specifically. Yeah, Division
Division 3 football's finest. Put that in my top five.
Oh, my God.
What were you
yes.
going to say?
Nothing. Because that is it.
Well,
That's
what
the
you
one.
said this is for you specifically.
Right, the list. So Anchorman wouldn't be on it.
No. What else you got?
For you, I have no idea what
Come
else
on.
you pull out. I mean, that literally sounds like everything. Role models, the other guys, Division 3 football's finest. I mean, what would you say? Caddyshack. 60% of the words that come out of your mouth were first said on those movies? 55%?
I don't know. Somebody step on a duck.
That's for that one's Caddyshack.
Yeah.
That's Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
I got that one. See,
There's some great one-liners in that movie.
it's. I mean, I think since the time it came out, which I want to say was like 84, it's been one of the most quoted movies of all time. Like, I've seen a couple jokes on, like, sitcoms or whatever. I do love that. Not necessarily right in the middle of one of my sentences, but I do love it. But I've seen sometimes, people like making fun of office culture, specifically by being like, it's just a bunch of guys hanging around a water cooler quoting Caddyshack. And I'm saying it's because Caddyshack might be the most quotable movie of all time. Yeah, for my money, I would put it up there.
Where'd it go? Straight in the lumberyard.
Also from Caddyshack, I assume? Okay, I don't remember that line.
When like right at the beginning when he's caddying for Chevy Chase and he's got the blindfold on,
Yeah. Classic.
Night putting.
I like I love when they're going up to the snack bar and that Spalding kid is like, I want a hot dog and a hamburger.
You'll get nothing and you'll like it.
So good.
I
Top
fucking
notch
hate
line.
Spalding.
Yeah, Spaulding's no good. He's a
Yeah.
bad
He's
kid.
a bad egg.
Mm-hmm.
He's
You don't
a
want your
bad
boys
seed,
hanging
man.
around with that
Oh,
dude.
no.
Stay on the other side of the street when Spaulding rolls around.
You're playing golf and you'll like it.
Good man. Good stuff. Well, one of the things I saw that I thought was interesting was a man. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about.
Oh?
I don't know him, but I know the guy you're talking about. The guy
Please.
that ended up in the hole?
No?
Oh, never mind. You go.
No, dude. Why are we talking about this man in a hole?
You didn't see the man in the hole?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not.
You didn't see anything about the guy in the hole?
I didn't see anything about any kind
I
of
don't
hole,
want to
man.
talk about the guy in the hole. It's been talked about so many times.
Okay,
dude,
fine. Then we don't
by
have
all
to.
of the internet.
Okay, I didn't
Guy
know
ended
that.
up in a hole.
Okay.
You didn't see this
No.
at the Bills game?
No. No idea.
A police report came out. Well, a news article came out that the police arrested a 29-year-old man at in Orchard Park on Sunday. They found him in the hole where they're digging the new
Stadium?
They found him in the hole. He was high on cocaine, marijuana, and LSD.
Jesus Christ.
He was intoxicated, and he was covered in human feces.
Oh, no.
Because he dunked himself in a porta potty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He did
I don't know in what order he did all of those things, but he definitely ended up in the hole last.
Brother, if you hop into a porta potty and you are not on cocaine, marijuana, and LSD, you got a real serious problem.
And he got arrested for trespassing. Because that.
Well,
yeah.
you know.
So, honestly, I think that's a win for that guy, right?
100%. 100%. I mean, I was going to
Because
say.
trespassing, I feel like, has to be just a slap on the. Hey, can't do that.
I mean, especially compared to everything else that young man has gotten himself into.
Yeah.
I think he's in great shape. Now he's just got a great story. And nothing. I mean, nothing's. Yeah.
And one little baby misdemeanor.
One little tiny, whatever.
Yeah.
But
if you're not, yeah.
Human shit. You know what's interesting is you get sprayed by a skunk, you gotta bathe in tomato juice or whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy probably just took a couple showers.
I hope at least one.
Yeah, I mean, be pretty easy to tell who he was the next day at work.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because it was all over social media, everything. People have been talking about it on podcasts, the whole nine. It's been everywhere. And
sorry, I missed it.
No, that's okay. And I've been thinking about it a lot because I kind of feel bad for the guy. His identity, I think, has remained. Well, I'm sure you could probably look up the arrest record, but in the news articles and stuff, his identity that I know wasn't. I didn't actually read any of the articles.
Okay,
I
sounds
should say.
good.
Yeah, I saw a couple headlines, heard about it on the radio and
his name wasn't in any of the headlines.
Yeah, but I kind of feel bad for the guy. Guy must have been having a rough day. I mean, obviously somewhat self-inflicted, but good people make mistakes, I guess. Throw that one out there.
Listen, I just think that if you're ending up covered in human shit in a hole,
you took a path to get there.
Yes, and I
did.
Don't think it's his first time having a run-in
with a porta potty.
I don't know,
hole?
dude. I mean, this isn't the first bad decision he's made.
Well,
this isn't the first bad.
My
day
question
this guy's
was,
had.
I want to know the order in which things took place.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if he's a regular Joe and his buddies were like, come on, have a couple beers. So he started having a couple beers at his tailgate.
Yeah.
And his buddy's like, come on, just take a puff of this this wacky tobacco here. Come on, make you feel good.
Have a jazz cigarette.
And then they're like, oh, you're feeling sleepy? We got the game. Come on, do a little cocaine. Oh, you never done cocaine before? Do some cocaine. Try some cocaine. And then they're like, oh, dude, you're going crazy. You know what'll help, dude? Here, just take some LSD. I don't know the guy. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, he was naked too. Throw that in the mix. Yeah.
Somehow I knew that.
Yeah.
Somehow I knew that, even though it wasn't said.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, you end up naked in a ditch covered in
He must have been
poop.
so cold. He's a one-man dare commercial, though, fully. Like, he,
Yeah.
in literally in the span of, like,
If that's how
maybe
it went.
12 hours.
But there's
I'm
also,
saying,
like, an
in the
alternate.
span of maybe 12 hours, he's literally gone through every, gateway drug to fully ruining
his life.
his life. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also the alternative. Like, maybe he's not a great guy, and he woke up and he was like, it's 7 a.m. Let's do some drugs, and just reached into his mystery bin and just did it all at once.
Which is 100% what happened.
He
He wasn't walking home from the library,
Yeah,
passing the Bills
you don't
tailgate, and then just he's fucking on his way to Yale. Next thing you know, you get him with the Buffalo tailgate crowd.
What's that?
It
What's
ruins,
that movie
it ruins
that I
people's
like? It was a
lives.
Netflix movie. It's got that song. You know what I'm talking about?
No, of course not.
Ah, fuck.
You saying you saying the most generic bass riff of all time,
and
you said
it was a
Netflix
cello.
movie. It's an upright bass actually. It's just so you know, just so you don't look dumb. It's an upright bass. Cello, but it's an upright bass, not cello. Well, but my point was
the one where the kid trying to get into Harvard, and he's got like an interview, and then he ends up selling drugs, and then he tells the story. He finds the drugs, but then he sells them.
it's not dope, is it?
Yeah,
Dope. Yeah,
Dope.
yeah.
You know the song I'm talking about?
No. Well, I've heard
Fuck
that.
shit, and then they like go crazy.
Oh.
They're playing it like in
No.
They're
I've
playing
never
it like
heard
in
that
like
version.
the school
Yeah,
like music room, like on their lunch break because they're nerds.
that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Underrated movie. Not enough people saw it when it came out, I think. But it's a
Yeah,
good movie.
there's
It's
a couple
also
good-
not a Netflix movie.
Oh. What is
It
it?
was in theaters. It was in
Oh.
theaters. Just regular ass
Was it on
feature
Netflix
film.
for a little bit?
It was on Netflix for a bit.
Yeah,
It was
I
on
thought it
Netflix for a second.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, I'll tell you what. One, I finally got kicked off our parents' Netflix. Let's pour one out for that. Did
Sure.
you ever get signed in? I heard you
I got some kind
hooked up with the extra account style.
Well, yeah, however it works.
Yeah. Small transaction
I'm
on
good
the
now.
side.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, no, our mother asked me that. I'm like, no, I'm just going to keep riding it out until. And I went deep. Like, everybody in the world was kicked off Netflix, and I was chugging along.
Well, you're
till,
gone
like,
for a
week
while,
ago.
dude. I mean, that travel option only lasts you so long before.
No,
you
it was
catch
just
up.
like, that's the thing. It wasn't even
You didn't
doing
even have to do that.
Because if you click I'm traveling, you still got to re-sign in.
Sure.
Or no, you get like a code. It's like email yourself a code.
Yeah, but
Like, I
still.
don't got a code.
Folks, fall is here. That means back to school. That means the cold months are coming, okay? We know you got a lot on your plate right now. Why add to it by having to make trips to the grocery store, which is always just a pretty brutal experience, okay? The good news is you can save all kinds of time when you use Instacart, because with Instacart you can get not just groceries but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. The best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do is hit the link in this episode description and get that deal. Make things a little easier on yourself and start using Instacart today. Folks, a great way to support the show is to do something nice for yourself and check out all the sick merch we've got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. All kinds of great stuff. T-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, top quality too, okay? This is not that, brand that people give you and it fits like a cardboard box or whatever. This stuff, Target quality merchandise. The T-shirts, try blend fabric, people, all right? You're not getting that anywhere else. And of course, we've got a lot of cool accessories, bucket hats, notebooks, fanny packs, pint glasses, whatever it is you're looking for, not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other 2 podcasts that we produce right here. So go get yourself something nice. Check out all the great stuff over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Link is going to be in this episode description, so go check it out. Folks, I said it earlier up top, all right, but if you haven't checked it out yet, you're going to want to go and take a look at the brand new Patreon page. It's patreon.com/snackspot. The link is in this episode description and in our Instagram bio at 2inthecooler. Right now up there, we've got a couple episodes of the Bad Directions podcast and, of course, the Captions On podcast, which is myself, Emily, and Faz from Schemin' and Dreamin', going through all the Disney Channel original movies. It's a real goddamn roller coaster, and it's a lot of fun, so you're going to want to check that out. And, of course, we've got a lot of upcoming exclusive content, special series, things like that are going to be heading onto the Patreon very soon. So you're going to want to get there early because, folks, here's the best part. It's $3 a month. It's a great way to get some brand new, exciting content and to help support us over here, which, of course, we always appreciate. So, once again, patreon.com/snackspot. Hit the link in this episode description and go check it out. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce here, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Because as podcasting is growing, podcast advertising is growing. Freaking McDonald's is advertising on podcasts now. State Farm, NASCAR. I mean, these massive companies with these huge advertising budgets, and they're moving into the podcast lane because it's effective, and it's very cool to see companies of that size, kind of drift away from more traditional media like TV, or whatever, into podcasting. It says a lot about it, and it's very cool to see. The problem is it hasn't left really any room for smaller local businesses to get in on the action to see how beneficial podcast advertising really is. But that's what we are here for. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits of podcast advertising, hit us up at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
You want to know what I'm fired up for? There was vibes were high in the sky today.
Okay.
Not sky high, but high in the sky.
Sure.
When you look out into the sky. Because there was a little taste of fall in the air today.
A little nip on the wind.
Yeah, just a little.
Sure.
I took a sniff this morning, and ooh, is that apple pie? Is that a little pumpkin spice?
Smells like Halloween Town.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what
dude.
it smells
And then
like.
shit started to turn gray.
Smells like Hocus Pocus.
Oh my God,
smells
dude.
like.
I fucking love Halloween, dude. I love the fall. I love the fall, dude.
Can't beat
fall
it.
is the superior season. Food. Temperatures.
Stop right there. Okay, sure. Yep.
Football.
There you go.
Hockey.
Boom.
Halloween. Temperatures.
You said that
fall,
already, but it's still
Fright
true.
World.
Fall is one of the reasons that fall is good.
Halloween. Thanksgiving.
You said multiple of these more than once. You said Halloween and temperature twice, at least.
Yeah, because that's it right there.
But
like,
Fright
dude,
World is on your list of why fall is great.
Dude.
Do you go to Fright World like every year? Is that
Still
a
go
tradition
every
for
year.
you?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's Darien Lake.
No. Fright World's a standalone. Fright World's it's open. It opens this Friday.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We got
shout out
your
to Fright World.
pass. Your pass is already.
Well, dude, actually, this is gonna get us off a tangent, but I saw that the Haunted Forest moved locations.
Oh really?
Did you see that?
Nope.
Yeah. Shout out to the Haunted Forest.
Yeah.
Saw that they moved locations, so I want to check that out too, dude. I have a thing with. Same way I am with scary movies. I love scary movies. Like, one of my favorite things used to be, I don't do it as much anymore because I don't have time, but I used to love like being up late alone at night and watching like a super scary movie. I just think like the adrenaline, the heart pumping aspect of it is so fun, and that's how I feel about Fright World. There's nothing that pisses me off more than people who are like, Fright World's fake. Like, they act too cool for that shit. Like, dude, go in there and get scared. It's so fun.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you're
just
not
a
tougher
goof, man.
than a haunted house, dude. That shit pisses me off. Like, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to show how cool you are. You're supposed to be scared.
Yeah.
Being scared is fun. And I am petrified of haunted houses, but I love it, dude. I love getting like jump scared. There's nothing more frightening, and this is like the thing that people think is stupid, that act like they're too cool for Halloween. They're like, it's all fake. Like, chainsaws in haunted houses, dude. When you walk into like a haunted house and you can smell gasoline, it is like, dude, it like makes like it like makes the little hair stand up on the back of my neck. I'm like, dude, at some point in this little roundabout here, somebody's going to jump out at me with a chainsaw, and I don't give a fuck that I know that it's not going to hurt me. Like, the sound of that thing ripping and somebody in like a mask and like a butcher's like thing, like jumping out at me with like with that, dude, it is so frightening, and I love it so much.
Get you every time.
And a lot of people do make the argument that like Fright World is for children. I could not disagree more.
Yeah.
It is so fun if you just go there and like enjoy it.
Yeah,
if you're not
why
like,
not?
you don't
Have a
put
good
your
time.
cape on. Love it. Put that on the list. Fall.
I think I only ever went to one Fright World type thing where it was one of those like 6 rooms of or whatever.
Yeah.
You got.
Well, that's how. That's how Fright World. I think there's like 5 houses.
It might have been Fright World, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
And we went with a big group, and my one buddy, who is a big guy, and at the time was like the biggest of all of us. He was like, "I'm not going in." Like he was so scared.
That's cool though. Like, yeah, be scared, but then go in.
So then he was trying to get one of our friends, like the nicest one. He was like, "Just stay outside with me because I want to go in there with them." And she's like, "Well, we got the tickets. I kind of want to go in." And he's like, "Don't do it, please. I want it." So he does eventually like come in with all of us, and we go into one, and it's cool. It's more traditional haunted house. The only thing that really scared me was somebody was dressed as a chair, and it's such a great costume. I mean, it looks just like a chair, and then all of a sudden the chair stood up, and I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. That's scary as
Like
hell.
in Order of the Phoenix. Right?
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like that. And so then we went to another. There was this other one that was just a chain link fence maze, and there's
with the
smoke,
strobe lights.
There's strobe
that's
lights.
Fright
There's
World.
smoke going around.
Dude.
It was freaky. And, there's people walking around in costumes, of course, still even there. And we got,
You get cornered.
My friend got pickpocketed. These kids like bumped into us, and he's like, "Oh shit, my wallet's gone." We had some like fucking little English street urchins made their way into
Jesus.
Fright World. Fucking Oliver Twist is
Yeah.
working his way through the maze.
Peaky fucking blinders.
Yeah, we got hit by the peaky fucking blinders of Fright World, and I ended up having to ask a Nazi in a gas mask like how to get out. And
They
he was
will
like,
point,
yeah,
yeah.
they'll point. No, that's the other thing about haunted houses that when I was young made me kind of stop being afraid of them. Is like, if you really need to get out of here, they're just regular people. Like they want you to get out. Like, if you really need to get out of here, somebody will point the way to you.
Dude, I love it so much. It is like last year was the first time that we went, and I was like, how much is the VIP ticket? And it was like, I don't even want to say how much it was because it's not that much more than the regular one. I guess when we were like children and we would get like $20 from our parents for a $20 ticket or $25, so we get a water bottle while we're there too or something. And it's like, I think it was like $10 more for like the VIP, and you get a freaking, you get a,
oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Like you're working at the plant.
yeah, and you just your ticket to them,
sorry.
and you
Boom.
skip the whole line. Electric.
Okay, nice.
Dude. But I'm pissed though, because we had Fright World already scheduled for Friday the 13th. There's a Friday the 13th this October.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a banger of a night.
Yeah.
I'm out of town.
Matthew, that sucks. That really
So I don't know that
sucks.
I'll get to Fright World this year. They have one over like in the Summer Park Mall now. 7 gate screen parks.
Seen that. Yeah. Dude,
Never
Friday the
been in there.
13th, probably my favorite day ever. I always have great luck on Friday
In
the 13th.
October too.
Historically.
That shit's gonna be crazy. You see a black cat, you stay away from that sucker.
Oh yeah, it's a trick.
ladders. Don't walk
It's
under
a lot.
'em.
It's a lot more
Yeah.
tricks and treats this time around. If you got one in October,
I'm fired up. I'm a big Halloween fan. Have you ever seen like those, like real haunted house? Not real haunted houses,
but like the super extreme ones.
Yeah.
I've heard about them.
Dude,
Where people
there's
can
this
like
one.
touch you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and you gotta like sign up. There's this one, and the guy runs it like out of his house. He owns like acres, and he's just a regular dude. Has a whole family with dogs and everything, and he runs like it's like more of a torture camp than anything. And they literally like kidnap you and like put you like they hurt you. They like. Yeah, it's I've watched YouTube videos on them. Like they are crazy.
Really?
Like they fuck
might
these
check some of
people
those out.
up. Andy, there's this one. I wish Medici was here because he like was into it for a while, like looking at him and stuff like that. And there's this one. It's like multiple days that you're there, and you have to, obviously go through all this, and like they do like serious shit to you.
They waterboard you.
Oh yeah, like that's like you're begging.
Dude, that's day one.
You're begging to be waterboarded. Like I'm talking like they're like like the shit. It was crazy. Like they were like cutting people, like ripping their fingernails off.
No.
And shit. Oh yeah.
What is that legal? You can pay somebody to do that?
You gotta like yeah.
Sure, but that's still.
Oh yeah.
Even with the waivers, that sounds like it shouldn't be allowed.
And they're like, oh yeah, drowning people and shit, like putting them to like the point of death. And like if you like you can quit, dude. But like.
I mean, you hear stories about people running like those Ironman races, and you think those guys are nuts, but this is another level.
Yeah, I also think the people
getting kidnapped, like that's part of it. You sign up to get kidnapped.
Well, you go there,
but I've seen
and then you're going through the haunted house. Yeah,
I've seen ones where you pay to get kidnapped at some point.
There's other ones though that are more like traditional haunted houses that are that extreme though. Like there is one that's called like it's like 7 floors or something like that. And like each floor gets progressively harder, and you have to sign all the waivers because they'll like touch you. I don't think they physically like harm you, but like they'll like if you're like in the back of the pack, they'll like grab you from your group and like chain you up in like a room and like not actually torture you, but like yeah.
That'd be kind of cool if it wasn't as extreme, but if they just took somebody from your party and put you and they were like, hey, let's prank your buddies. And
see, I don't think anything about that would be fun. I think that like because to me, like I'm instantly going like fight or flight style. Like I'm just swinging at everything, and I think that's part of it. Like I don't think you're allowed to, touch the people.
That'd be
back.
crazy. Yeah, so, it's a strip club. It's a strip club haunted house situation. Yeah,
and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could ever do one of those because that would actually scare me. But I love the feel like that. Dude, the smell of the chainsaw. It gets me every time.
That's scary,
dude.
That's scary.
Adriano has an unbelievable story. One of our buddies, shout out Nusetti, they were going through Fright World the one time, and they could smell the gas, and like they knew where they were in the house, like kind of thing, and so they knew like the chainsaw guy was gonna like the next room in, the chainsaw guy was gonna pop out, and their one buddy's like leading the pack, they're all like hands on their shoulders, like following each other through like the darkness, and like they step into the room where the chainsaw guy is about to be. And the second they step in to like the room with the light, he pantses the guy in front of him and takes off running. So now the guy's like stuck there, pants at his ankles, and the fucking chainsaw guy comes ripping out, like jumps out from behind like the fake wall with the chainsaw right in this guy, like right in the guy's face, and the guy's like pants down. So he said they're like on the corner, like watching this happen. Dying laugh, like so that's funny.
Yeah,
like they're dying laughing, and he like goes to pull his pants up, and it's dark, and you're like supposed to make a right, but he like pulls his pants up and like to run away from the chainsaw guy, runs straight and boom, straight into just like a flat wall, just like flat on his back, dude. It's a funny story.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, dude, I'm a big fall guy. Like a lot of good things about summer, but I think the older, like once you're out of school, summer isn't like I like fall better than summer.
Yeah, man. I was just thinking actually, seeing everybody going back to school, like summer when you're pre-college is so short. It's only 2 months, I think. It's only like 8 weeks. Goes by like that.
Dude, I'd take 8 weeks.
I know, but it's just not enough.
Summer should be a universal thing. Like you should just shut it down during the summer.
Just shut it down, man.
Yeah.
Just take a little
everybody
sabbatical.
just works like part-time jobs kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like how you do when you're in like college or whatever. Like you just work like you're,
yeah,
part-time job kind of thing. And that's just it. Like you can't conduct any actual business. That would be cool.
I mean, it sounds a lot like COVID, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. I was still in college when COVID was happening.
That's right.
So, like, I didn't know what it was like to just – I think about that all the time. Like, dude, that was probably awesome. Like, everything was just closed. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, you didn't have to go to work every day.
Yeah, I know. That, dude –
I mean, there's probably like some stress involved with like the financial aspect of it and stuff, but like
potentially, for people that didn't like have to go to work but still, could work from home, whatever. Yeah, I was a little jealous of that at a certain point because I worked through the whole pandemic.
Well, I had a job,
Yeah.
and I was considered essential, which I
Exactly.
yeah.
Dude, I had my job was to run the emergency broadcast alert system. That was part of my job. Bless you.
That's pretty essential.
It was pretty. I have a letter from Homeland Security, I think, that's still in my car that they gave me.
Just in case you ever need to pull it out again?
Yeah, because, there was a thing where you weren't supposed to be, out driving. Or you weren't supposed to be out at all. So some people were getting, pulled over and stuff. So they gave us, especially because when I was working the overnight shift, by midnight, the streets are all empty.
Yeah.
Because there's no partying or anything. So I'm the only car out there. If a cop sees me, it's like this, hey, nobody's supposed to be around. They pull me over. I don't actually, special agent.
Yeah.
Kind of, sorry. I'm a bit of a special agent myself. Dude, first time in my life I ever had credentials. I should have gotten a for that. Sorry, officer.
Yeah.
Dude.
Having a is so nice.
I think the ultimate power move is having one of those, having a swoosh, having your badge on a swoosh, and you're getting back from lunch or something with a guy, and you're walking to your laboratory or whatever, and just going through multiple doors, but not stopping the conversation.
I've got a.
Yeah, that's a big power move. Oh yeah, no, I think this week, Sam's got a softball game or something. Just going through that. But then of course you get to the lab and your experiments have all broken out.
Yeah,
it's a big problem.
Yeah,
it's a big problem. I saw one thing that made me a little nervous. It's such a specific item. I saw that Cup of Noodles or Top Ramen, they're putting out ramen noodles in their regular flavors, but they're now infusing it with caffeine. So you get a chicken ramen noodle with a bunch of caffeine in it, and it's marketed towards, gamers, so that. Dude, gaming does not sound healthy to a certain extent, and but I know if you do it in a regular ass way,
No, it's definitely not. There's a lot of professional streamers that are very health conscious because they sit there and play video games for 12, 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
So they're very they eat very healthy and go to the gym. So they're a lot. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot that are not like that, and they're probably not living they probably don't have the best quality of life, if you know what I mean.
Caffeine infused ramen noodles. That's brutal,
that's
man.
No bueno.
It's really not.
No.
Dude, it sounds like something my first college roommate would be. Dude, he's probably already got a bunch of packs showing up at the house.
He was one of the he got early release. He was what's it called?
Yeah.
The test.
Influencer.
No, what's the test
beta?
called? The beta. He
was
beta.
the beta. Yeah, he got
the beta.
Dude, I got that new ramen noodle beta. I'm just kind of checking it out for him. Yeah, shout out to Click Clack. This guy.
What a guy.
Yeah, he really wasn't a bad
He was getting
guy.
ramen noodle betas.
He was a ramen noodle. He was a ramen noodle beta through and through. He'd wake up. His alarm would go off every day at 8 a.m. And he would get up. He would make coffee and he'd start playing video games. He did it like it was his job.
I wonder if he's still streaming.
Oh, dude. I mean, he's definitely still playing, unless.
Is he streaming though?
No. It was that, dude. There's a level of PC gaming that is just so far removed from anything that I've ever seen. He would play these games. I can't even really describe them to you. And he never left the room, so I saw him play these games a lot, and it's truly post-apocalyptic almost. I cannot make. There was this game he would always play, and it seemed like it didn't have any objective. He was some kind of something, it's so surreal, trying to describe this. He was some kind of robot, though, I think, and he was playing with other people, but I couldn't tell how, and it didn't look like he was really moving, but he was in a wormhole, like a Doctor Who-ass wormhole. That's exactly what it looked like, and he'd just sit there for hours and hours every day, and it was literally like seeing alien technology.
What are the chances he was a terrorist cell? Because there's a few times in NCIS where terrorist cells use video games to,
There's a few times.
Yeah, multiple episodes. over the course of different. They brought back a few storylines.
Yeah. I think
they were using kids.
I don't think so. I mean, he did he take his pet fish for a walk? Yes, but I don't think that means he's a terrorist.
I don't think he took his pet fish for a walk.
Yes,
I don't know how you do that.
You have it in like a fish bowl, and so he would carry the fish bowl like around campus with him, and then he would like sit on a bench and he'd put his finger in the water and he would pet the fish.
Fuck off.
100% serious, Matthew.
I thought you were like making a little joke.
Nope, I can't.
There.
I can't make this up. This guy, he would walk around with the fish tank, and he, just one of those dudes. He had no real interest in being social. Like it's one of those things. We started asking him at first to, if he wants to do whatever we're doing with us, go even grab food or something, and then eventually just stop asking because these guys. They live for the games, man. They live for the games.
But he lives for the fucking games, eh?
He really did.
Good for him.
Speaking of that though, I saw this other thing. A man just passed away. I'm gonna look this up so I can get some of the details right.
Uh-oh. Is this the man you were going on earlier?
This was the man I meant earlier. This is not the whole man.
Man in the hole.
Okay, so this fella, he passed away, 82 years old, in Athens.
Long life.
Very long. Which makes the rest of this even more shocking. So this guy, he was abandoned as a child. As a little baby, he was dropped off on the footsteps of this monastery in Athens, Greece. And this monastery does not allow women. No women. So this kid, or this man, as a baby, gets dropped off. The monks of the monastery take him in. He lives his whole life, 82 years. He never saw a lady because he never left the monastery.
Does he know that they exist?
I mean, I'm sure word's gotten back to him. Wait a minute, what is it? What's out there? But 82 years old, never saw a woman.
Not even on like the telly.
Well, it's a monastery, no tech, dude. Never saw a woman. So honestly, last night.
How did this get? See, this is my problem with shit. No, Andy, this is my problem with shit.
What's your problem? Okay, what?
How did that story get out?
Well, one of the other monks,
somebody else in the monastery did what?
Talked to somebody. Actually, there's a newspaper article about it. So it was probably like the newspaper from the town where the monastery is say, hey, did you hear what's happening up there? Some fella who's never seen a lady is never going to get the chance.
Never seen a woman.
Yeah, never saw a woman. 82 years old. Let's see. It says, neither had he beheld an automobile, a movie, or an airplane, or a lady. So he was just hanging out.
Well, just because he never beheld a lady doesn't mean he's ever seen one.
He never saw man who died without knowing what a woman looked like. That's the title of like the story.
I got a lot of questions.
I'm sure. Well, I feel like it's pretty simple, dude. He lived in a monastery his whole life where women aren't allowed. Fucking no girls allowed club, in the treehouse. He just stayed in the treehouse his whole life. He stayed in the treehouse for 82 years, man. I would really want to know.
There's something we got to talk about.
Okay. Don't be afraid. Say it.
No, I'm trying to think of like. He had to have just naturally been gay, right?
I mean, I don't know.
How could you be like? I mean, I guess you could just not be attracted to men, but how could you be like, no, I'm attracted to women?
Well, he probably was just completely asexual. You know what I'm saying?
He just wasn't attracted to anything?
Yeah.
Imagine his teenage years.
Dude, what do you even... Because here's the thing. I feel like you have to jerk off. Even if you're like an abstinent monk. Like, so what is he...
No.
What is he doing? What is he
so,
doing?
I don't think so.
You don't think you don't... Okay, he may have never seen a woman, but of course he jerked off. Of course he jerked off.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think he ever jerked off?
No.
Matthew, it's impossible for... But at the very... But when people don't masturbate, like when men don't masturbate, they still ejaculate. They have like nocturnal emissions.
Yeah.
Like it's got to come out
Wet
of you.
dream.
Yeah, wet dream. He's wet dreaming.
Yeah, that's fine. What is he wet dreaming
What
about?
is he wet
you're saying?
dreaming about? Yes. What's
Prayer.
what's in this man's spank bank, dude? Olives? Because he's in Greece. There's olive trees out and about.
Do they comb sand?
No, I don't think
don't
so.
rake
Sand. I don't know if it was like a Zen. I don't know what it was. It was like a Greek Orthodox monastery, so it's not that type of element.
Tough monastery. I don't think he was coming. Now that should be the title of the article, right then and there, because that's what the people want to know.
That's true.
If you're going to title an article, "Man dies at 82, never saw a woman," the only thing that people want to know is what we just brought up.
Yeah. What is he jerking off to?
Yeah, I mean,
or what is he like?
I wouldn't even. I think. Yeah.
I mean, I wonder because if he's never,
I wouldn't even say like that's what I'm just like. What goes on in the guy's head?
sure.
What are you thinking about all the time?
I mean, maybe he's like more attracted to like fucking trees and stuff. You know what I mean?
Maybe that was what I was saying is like whatever around him
Sure.
that he really likes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So he died never. I would love to I just want to
How
ask
do they
him,
not bend the rules like right when he's on his deathbed? Like, dude, you gotta
well, also it's like
this like smoking hot chick that lives just on the outskirts of our monastery.
imagine him seeing some kind of like your generic porn star. You know what I'm saying? Like your generic like a Lisa Ann type figure or something, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, a lot going on up here, you know, bunch of makeup and stuff like that. He might die. It might have killed him.
Heart attack.
All
The
your
blood leaves everywhere in his body.
Your blood just stops dead.
Yeah.
It just stops moving in its tracks. But I would just want to ask him, like, just draw a picture of what you think one looks like. That's what I want to know.
I don't think that's, dude.
Like, there's a thing called a woman. It's like the other side of the coin from what you and I
He
are.
would just draw like a triangle. That's probably, you know what I mean. Probably reads books, and they probably have like the sign, the OG
like
sign for women,
the feminine
just
sign. Yeah.
Upside down triangle. We're talking a little Da Vinci Code now.
Oh, okay, sure.
He's like, oh yeah, woman.
Oh yes, no,
Triangle.
I've seen a woman.
Obtuse.
An obtuse woman. Well, I met a few broads in my day who were a little obtuse.
But it goes back to, dude. It goes back to my old Helen Keller argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like I call bullshit on the whole thing.
You just don't think it's real.
I understand that it's just me not being able to comprehend it.
Yeah.
But how if
crazy.
you cannot see, hear, or speak, can you comprehend anything in the world?
Dude.
Anything at all. Like, you're telling me that like you're teaching her Braille? Like, it doesn't fucking matter,
You have
dude.
5 senses. You have 5 senses.
I know, but dude, we've had this
even
conversation on
if
the
the main
podcast
ones-
before.
yes.
If you're like, this is Braille for fire truck. How the fuck are you going to explain what a fire truck is to somebody that can't see, hear, or speak,
Dude,
Andy?
that's why you
touch it. What do
Matthew.
you feel? Feels what? Cold probably if it's off. Hot if it's on. Hopefully not too hot because then you're in some trouble.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, but also you don't have to teach her everything. So you start with water, the important stuff, right? I don't know that she needs to know what a fire truck is, dude. So why would you even waste time?
But like, how
If
could
you-
you
if you're-
comprehend if you can't see, hear, or speak, Andrew? How can you comprehend somebody going like this?
I don't know if I can explain this to you again.
What do you mean again? You never explained to me
Yes,
the first
I
time.
did,
I
dude.
cannot be the only person
Okay.
in the world that has this thought. Like, I know I have a lot of
Of
thoughts
course
on
you-
here.
of
Like,
course
okay,
you're not.
No,
Of course you're not.
No. Let's go back to last week with my 2.2 million gallons of wine like thing. I was obviously pretty
Liters.
hung up on that. Liters, whatever. Like, people probably hear that and they're like, this dude's an idiot. Like, they probably no. Like,
I mean,
people
the
are probably
Helen
like,
Keller shit maybe, but not the wine
see,
thing.
I think the exact opposite. I cannot be the only one.
I think I'm a genius.
No, I'm not saying I'm a genius. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't think this is as dumb as like you're making it out to seem.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I wouldn't use the terms dumb or not dumb for your thoughts on this in the slightest. However, I think it's more easily comprehensible if you just kind of take a second
Okay. See, this is where I get tripped up because I was always like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I took that second and I'm like, dude,
you went the other way.
Nothing. You're nothing. You have like your knowledge. Like I guess you could just, because you can't even make shit up. Is my point. Like you can't. I guess I don't. I don't know. Like, I guess this is a legitimate question for like somebody who was born blind. Or because she wasn't born, but she was small when she got sick, right? And that's what caused it.
Oh yeah. That's
but
right.
I don't think she like. That's the thing is
she was like super young.
Like no memory, kind of young. Like, and this is probably something that is Googleable. But if you're born blind, in your mind, like, do you have an idea of what things look like? Is that a stupid question?
Well, it's not
totally
stupid. It's not a stupid question, but yes, because you've seen, I'm sure, blind people will like feel someone's face, but to know what they look like, they'll feel like the dimensions of this table.
Senses, but if you've never seen a human face, is feeling one gonna put a picture in your mind of what it looks like? I mean, if you've never seen anything,
how accurate it is.
No, I understand
whatever.
That. But now let's take the fact that somebody can't describe something to you because you can't hear. And you can't. At that point, I guess it doesn't even matter that you can't talk.
Yeah. It's just a different level of awareness, Matthew. Just a different level of awareness.
That's my thing is like, what are you aware of?
You're aware of just about everything else, but in a way that's obviously very foreign to you. And you're not going to be able to ever comprehend it, but you do have to understand that these folks are just perceiving the world in a completely different way.
Which I get. I think especially if you can hear. I think like that makes a huge difference.
Sure.
But if you go 0 for 3 like Helen Keller did in the sense of she got sick and then she couldn't talk, see, or hear, I don't know how you can like.
You got smell
imagine,
and you got touch.
No.
It's that's not the point. That's not the point is to imagine. You're not imagining. You're not, especially like if you were Helen Keller's teacher, right? You're not trying to get her to have a very specific image of a person or something. You're just trying to it always goes back to the water shit, right? Like you're just trying to get her to know that this is what water is and that's what we call it, even though her idea of what water is going to be very different.
Okay, so that I understand. Like, water, food, like basic stuff that you need to survive. Like, you can kind of just guide her into that. Like,
sure.
But
fire truck.
But this is fire truck is not a great example, I suppose, but it's just like what pops in my mind.
Yeah.
But so let's get to this. How do you explain? And again, I know that this is why, like her teacher too. Not that I know her name, but like is part of the story because like she was able to teach her stuff. And like, how do you that? But that's my whole thing is like, okay, so you show her what water is. Now, how do you explain to her that she needs this to live?
Literally, you just give her water. She drinks it. And that's a thing. A base needs like that. She's been drinking since she was a baby, so she knows what it is.
But at some point in her life, she didn't.
But oh man,
Andy, like, I don't know what the age is.
Yeah,
probably like 3 when you decide like to start like going and like drinking water. Like you're like, I'm thirsty.
But babies get hungry.
and they cry. No, I know there's parts of it that are like natural human instinct, but
so she's gonna realize
I don't know, like
when she's hungry or thirsty. I get this thing,
she needs
this
that,
food or water, and then there you go.
I suppose that was not another great example.
Yeah. This is really gonna hurt me if we keep talking about this. This is, for some reason, this is making my brain.
I'm not like discredit, but I just feel like my thought. I'd like for it to be on record that the way that I think about this is not as dumb as I feel like.
You don't sound dumb, dude. It's just you can't grasp.
And I don't think it's. But that's the thing. I don't think I'm not grasping it. I don't think I'm coming at it from like a naive standpoint where I'm like, oh, I couldn't imagine being blind or something like that. Like I understand it. I do, but I don't know how. Like how the teacher was able to teach her. That's the answer that I need to know. I know you're saying start with water, but like she knew Braille words and stuff like that. Like that's the whole story. It's like this girl was like pretty intelligent, and like that is what I don't understand. That is what I'm like.
You just use what you can. It takes time, but repetition. That's all. I mean, that's what
cameras are the same shit to me. I don't understand cameras. I know we've talked about this before too, but it's the same rabbit hole that I get led down.
If there's two things that I don't understand, it's Helen Keller and cameras.
Like I understand light refraction and stuff like that, but it's just fucked. Like cameras to me are.
How is it not stealing my soul though? That's what I want to know. How is it not? How is my soul not being stolen right now by these cameras?
No, I completely.
That's what's crazy. Where's the witch doctor? That's what's crazy. No, I don't know. I
understand it. Like, but I don't at the same time. Like I don't you know what I mean?
You don't understand the nuances of it?
Yeah, like I understand how
the gears.
But I don't understand how you can capture the moment is the thing. Like I understand how maybe you can look through a camera and see, obviously.
You got A and you got C, but B is a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how does it get captured?
That's okay. Just captures the light, dude. I don't know.
I know, but it just, dude, it leads down a rabbit hole. And again, this is something that people probably like, dude, you're so dumb. But you start thinking about this shit, Andy, and you're like, yeah.
You can Google how cameras work.
I have read up pretty like.
You've studied Edison's notes.
Not studied, but like.
But you've glanced at Edison's notes.
You've
read the patent.
No,
you've read the patent numbers.
I have read like I've Googled like
will this camera steal my soul?
No, how cameras work for dummies, we'll call it pretty much like.
Sure.
It doesn't sit right with me.
Hey, shout out to the 4 Dummies books, man. Those were, I mean, whoever made those probably made a lot of cash because they were everywhere for a while. Oh, I know, but there was a period of time where you couldn't Google all your answers, and like that's what you had to do. You want to learn about, plumbing?
Plumbing for dummies.
Plumbing for dummies.
And the
so catchy too.
Yeah.
Good look.
With the black and yellow and then the stick figure guy.
That little fella. You know what?
Stick figure guy.
I actually the only 4 Dummies book that I've ever read when I moved to Rochester and I needed a new job, I applied to be a radio host on this classical music radio station. So I don't know anything. Yes, and I was like, so I sent him like my resume and stuff, and I because I'm just sending out resume after resume. Yeah. But then I actually heard back from them, so I was like, fuck, I gotta learn what Bach is, dude. I gotta know the difference between a cello and an upright bass. So I illegally downloaded the full PDF of Classical Music for Dummies, and I like read through it, and I tried to like.
How'd the interview go?
Dude, not well. It was. I wasn't what they were looking for.
Yeah.
If
you were about 60 years too young.
I was a little. Yes.
Our Uncle Bob would probably be unbelievable in that role.
Oh, I'm sure he would, dude. That man is NPR through and through. He's really got. He's really got that whole area on lock.
All right, let's do Who Would Win of the Week.
Yes, let's. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Jar Jar Binks versus Joe Rogan. What a matchup. You know what's a big part? You know what's going to be a big part of this for you, I think, because I know you're a real
size. Dude, Jar Jar's.
I'm going to Google how tall Jar Jar is.
Large.
Because Joey Rogan is muscular as hell, but he's obviously quite a bit shorter than Jar Jar.
But he's a big dude, I think, still. Fact check that for me, too.
No, he's like 5. He's under 5'10".
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's short. Oh, wait. Jar Jar Binks' height. What a fun thing to Google. Brother, guess how tall Jar Jar Binks is?
11 feet.
11 feet?
Yeah.
That's a crazy guess. You've seen him standing next to Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn's not 11 feet. You think everybody in Star Wars is like, that'd be funny.
Dude, I thought he was just big. I thought I've Googled this
He is big, but Jar Jar Binks is, Matthew, 11 feet tall.
11 feet is large.
No, I don't think you do.
Comprehend.
Because.
But I thought he was like,
11
I
feet
know
tall?
you're saying you've seen him standing next to, but I thought like maybe the movies weren't accurate. I thought like book representation, he was like 11 feet tall. Like he was like Hagrid.
Right.
Like Hagrid in the books is like a legit
He's a giant.
But in the movies, he's like
7 something.
a little bit taller. Like
Yeah.
a significant amount taller than everybody, but not like unhumanely
No.
like tall.
He's more big in the movies. But
he's like,
but 11, like imagine anybody standing next to
11.
Yao Ming, who's what 7'3".
11 is large, but I was
It's
going
more than a
big.
story tall. It's so big.
Andy, you said it like it was a big number, so I took a big shot.
It is a pretty big number, though. It's 6'4". Jar Jar Binks is 6'4".
Dude, that's nothing.
But that's for like a
No, that's nothing.
it's
6'4" is nothing.
it's larger than the average human man height.
Me and Jar Jar damn near see eye to eye.
Yeah, but Jar Jar's still taller than you. You're shorter than Jar Jar.
I would beat the
That's
fuck
funny.
out of Jar Jar.
Well, yeah, Joe Rogan is 5'8", so
Ooh,
Jar Jar's got
small.
a lot on. However,
Joe Rogan, small boy. Very, very little.
he's not just.
Very little.
However, Joe Rogan. Now I don't know if you know this. He's like
Very
an Olympic. He was an Olympic level Taekwondo martial artist.
Yeah, he did the UFCs.
He never fought in the UFC.
But he did the
But
UFCs.
he is a commentator on the UFC.
He never like fought professionally, I don't think, but I think he did some fighting.
He never did like mixed martial.
He's not like Dana
like
White
that.
aspect, but I think he was doing some grappling.
Well, that's the thing. He's a jiu-jitsu man through and through these days. And a jiu-jitsu fella,
I feel
he's
like
gonna
Jar
fold you up,
Jar's
nobody's
got
business.
Jar Jar well, here's the thing. Jar Jar's a bit clumsy,
He's very goofy.
but I feel like in his people probably have some ancient form of
Gungan Taekwondo.
yeah, something like that.
Flipping the hair around.
Yeah,
Whipping the hair back and forth. It does, and honestly, doesn't matter. Joe Rogan is gonna climb up that little guy, tie his ears in a bow, and fucking.
No, I can't
actually
wait. Agree that Jar Jar's getting the shit kicked out of him, and I was gonna take Jar Jar, but I didn't know he was only 6'4". Like that's not that big, Andy. In order to beat Joe Rogan, he would have had to be 8+. Like he would have had to have insane reach.
He would have had been huge.
He would have insane reach on the boy.
Jesus Christ. Bless you. Well, I thought you were going to say something.
I was. And then I had a little sneeze attack, Andy.
Please.
Nothing that I can do about
Please,
a sneeze
go ahead.
attack. I got nothing now. I sneeze it out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Joe Rogan just absolutely body Jar Jar Binks, just tie that little man up. And, the thing about Jar Jar being clumsy is that, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, he's clumsy, but a lot of times...
My boy can swim, though.
That's true. He
But
can
they're not
swim,
fighting in an
but they're
ocean.
probably not. Yeah, they're probably not in the ocean. The thing about Jar Jar being clumsy is, yes, a lot of times his clumsiness will work to his advantage. However, I think when you've got a guy who is, again, Joe Rogan, being the jiu-jitsu fella that he is, a guy with that much control over his body and knows how to use his body in such a specific way, it nullifies any luck that Jar Jar's got on his
Jar Jar has
side.
a lot of like Scooby-Doo in him.
Yeah.
Like he'll like go to like move a curtain and it'll fall down, but the monster will be behind it and it'll get wrapped around his head and then it'll fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
Fall down the stairs.
Fall down a stairs.
Yeah.
Fall down the stairs.
A set of stairs.
A set of stairs. Yeah.
And then like and then his mask will pop off, and they caught the bad guy. But it was like actually a mistake that Scooby Doo made.
Yeah. That's very
That's
much
how Jar Jar is. Like that's how he
Jar Jar.
becomes successful.
Yeah.
Like he does, stupid stuff. Like he closes a door, like he lets a door slam behind him when there's a person walking there, but the person was actually about to stab him, and it like closes his arm in the door and it breaks his wrist. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's seems to be like in the movies. That's like Jar Jar's biggest attribute. That's the thing he's got going for him, and I think that's completely nullified by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, because Joe, I agree. He'll kind of like spider monkey his ass. Like,
Oh, fully.
Climb up there and like get him in some type of wrap and.
Totally done. Totally done.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Joe. I was gonna take. I wanted
Joe.
to take Jar Jar in this fight. I thought it was gonna be a lot funner. I didn't know Jar Jar was only 6'4". Boy's practically small. Dude, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm taking Joe Rogan as well, which I was planning on from the beginning because I don't hate Jar Jar, but it's fun to see somebody that like goofy get the shit beat out.
Oh, and he
Like,
would get tuned up.
He really would.
Joe Rogan would be playing with his ass. He'd tie his flippers in a knot.
Yeah. It'd be a lot of fun.
What are you gonna do? Joe Rogan clean sweep. I don't think that'll be very contentious online, but vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Joe Rogan versus Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks. Shout out to Jar Jar Binks.
Well, I suppose it's probably about time to get out of here.
Yeah, it is. It started getting warm in here. That sneeze warmed me up.
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't like the way that felt. I think it's because I got a little something in I got a nose tickle now.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it's freaking me out. I don't
Why?
know. I don't know.
all right, I'll
Just
cool
people
off
talking
then.
about like how sick they feel.
I don't feel sick.
No, I know, but honestly, any kind of like people talking about something happening to their body, I just don't like that sort of.
Says the guy who brought up
I
a
don't like
story
that
about the
sort of
82-year-old man who never saw a woman.
Well, that's got nothing to do with his body. We did eventually talk about the burning question: what does he masturbate to? But
That was not the burn. I mean, it kind of was the burning question, but
it was
there's
pretty
more
burning.
to it.
It was pretty burning.
I mean, I think we hit the big three: Helen Keller,
Yeah,
guys who have never seen women, and
just the one. 82 years.
yeah, I don't even know what else we talked about.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm delusional. It's quitting time.
it's quitting time, baby.
It's
That
been quitting
Flintstone
time.
whistle's going. Nice. Not a bad whistle.
But it was supposed to be like a soft whistle, like you'd hear in a cartoon. Like
Yeah.
from
a
like
work
the,
whistle.
the plant down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Factory whistle blows.
7 to 3.
Rises in
3 to 11.
Puts on his glow.
11 to 7. No, whatever you're doing.
Hold out in the morning.
I don't know it. I don't know it, Andy. Is this our closing song?
Well, yeah, we'll play it after every episode from now on. It's Factory by Bruce Springsteen, baby. Early
5 out
in
of
the
10
morning.
song.
Factory whistle blows.
It's no Jamaica mistake. That's for sure.
Hey, dude. It's Jamaican
Andy.
Mistake has won just about every Grammy there is, I'm pretty sure.
I love you.
It's swept the Latin Grammys. I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.